Hey there, welcome to PsycKeys. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects more people than you might think: fear of intimacy. You might be wondering, do I have a fear of intimacy? Well, by the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer idea. We'll explore 7 subtle signs that could indicate you're struggling with this common but often misunderstood issue. So let's get started. Think about your closest relationships. Do you find yourself keeping conversations light and avoiding deeper, more personal topics? This could be a sign of fear of intimacy. Research suggests that people with intimacy fears often engage in what's called pseudo-intimacy. This means they might have many acquaintances or casual friends, but struggle to form deep, meaningful connections. For example, you might be the life of the party, always ready with a joke or funny story, but when it comes to sharing your true feelings or vulnerabilities, you clam up. This keeps people at arm's length, protecting you from the perceived risks of getting too close. Do you find yourself nitpicking every little detail about someone you're dating? Maybe they chew too loudly, or their taste in music isn't quite right. If you find yourself routinely picking apart potential partners for minor imperfections, the issue may lie more with your own fears than with their actual qualities. Dr. Lisa Firestone, a clinical psychologist, explains that this behavior often stems from a fear of intimacy. By focusing on minor flaws, you create a reason to end the relationship before it gets too serious, thus avoiding the vulnerability that comes with true intimacy. Next time you find yourself dismissing someone over a small imperfection, ask yourself, am I genuinely incompatible with this person, or am I looking for an escape route? Is your calendar always packed? Do you find yourself telling people you're just too busy for a relationship right now? While having a full life is great, constantly being too busy for connections might be a sign of something deeper. Psychologist Dr. Erica Marchand points out that being perpetually busy can be a defense mechanism against intimacy. By filling your schedule to the brim, you create a built-in excuse to avoid deeper connections. Try this. Next time you're about to say you're too busy, pause and reflect. Are you genuinely short on time, or are you avoiding the possibility of getting close to someone? Hey, speaking of taking a moment to reflect, why not take a second right now to hit that like button and subscribe to PsycKeys? We're always bringing you fascinating insights into the human mind, and we'd love to have you join our community. Don't forget to ring that notification bell too, so you never miss an upload. You ghost. And you ghost often. Have you ever been chatting with someone, things seem to be going well, and then, poof, you disappear? If this sounds familiar, you might be dealing with a fear of intimacy. Dr. Janice Vilhauer, a psychologist specializing in relationships, explains that ghosting is often a manifestation of fear of intimacy. It's a way to avoid the discomfort of rejecting someone directly, but it's also a method of escaping a potentially intimate situation. The next time you feel the urge to ghost, try this instead. Send a simple, honest message explaining that you don't feel a connection. It might feel uncomfortable, but it's a step towards healthier communication and confronting your fear of intimacy. You're fiercely independent, to a fault. Independence is generally seen as a positive trait, but there's a flip side. If you pride yourself on never needing anyone and always doing everything alone, you might be using independence as a shield against intimacy. Research by Dr. Deborah Anapol, a relationships expert, suggests that extreme self-reliance can be a sign of intimacy avoidance. While it's great to be self-sufficient, true intimacy requires a balance of independence and interdependence. Challenge yourself. Next time you're facing a difficulty, try reaching out to someone for support. It doesn't have to be a big gesture. Even asking for a small favor can be a step towards allowing others into your life. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Do you find yourself constantly on edge in relationships, waiting for something to go wrong? This hypervigilance might be a sign of fear of intimacy. Dr. Stephen Stosny, a relationship expert, calls this scanning for negatives. It's a defense mechanism where you're subconsciously looking for reasons to end the relationship before you get hurt. Here's an exercise. Next time you catch yourself anticipating disaster in a relationship, try to consciously shift your focus to the positive aspects. What do you appreciate about this person? What's going well in the relationship? This can help rewire your brain to be more open to intimacy. You have a pattern of choosing unavailable partners. This last sign might surprise you. If you constantly find yourself attracted to people who are emotionally or physically unavailable, maybe they're already in a relationship, live far away, or are emotionally closed off, it could be a subconscious strategy to avoid real intimacy. Dr. Amir Levine, psychiatrist and neuroscientist, explains that choosing unavailable partners allows you to experience the initial excitement of a relationship without the vulnerability of true intimacy. It's a way of keeping one foot out the door. If this resonates with you, try this. Make a list of qualities you want in a partner, focusing on emotional availability and openness. Use this as a guide in your future relationships and be mindful of any urge to pursue unavailable people. Remember, recognizing these patterns is the first step towards change. If any of these signs have resonated with you, don't worry. Fear of intimacy is more common than you might think, and it's absolutely something you can work on. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these signs surprised you the most? Or do you have any experiences with overcoming fear of intimacy that you'd like to share? Your insights could really help someone else in our community. Thanks for watching PsycKeys. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of psychology.